How to choose your business name. Now, some people, this will just come naturally. To others, this is going to be really tricky. And I'll be honest with you, it's unimportant, but it's really important at the same time, especially if you're looking to create a scalable business. So in this video, I'm going to give you some guidelines and thought processes and exercises that you can do to try and get those creative juices flowing. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to understand that there's a few different methods or a few different names stylistically that you can do. First thing is you can have a name that does what it says on the tin, okay? It's a name that it does what it says on the tin, and by the name you know exactly what it is, all right? So if you was to call yourself Hassle-Free Property, then it's very clear. You know exactly what it is, and the brand name makes sense, okay? But it's very niche. But if a landlord's seen it, they're like, oh, okay, Hassle-Free Property, cool. So that's one option. The problem is you're gonna find a lot of them might be taken, okay? The second option you've got is to do something that's really abstract. So I'm talking Apple computers. So you could be called, I know, Lemon Properties. Now, the key thing here is if you go abstract, it can have no connotation. Like Apple had no relevance to computers, and Apple is technically, you know, it's typically a positive association. There's no negative association with it. Okay, but then if you go lemon and say, you know, there might be a slang where, you know, somebody calls somebody a lemon, oh, you're lemon, then that then would not be a good brand name. So you need something that's abstract but positive or related. So for example, if you went Sunshine Properties, it's got no, it's not literal, but it's got a positive, warm, nice, comforting connotation. So it needs to have no connotation or it needs to have a positive connotation. An example of no connotation might just be Blue Property. Okay, it's neither good or bad, but it doesn't give you any negative associations. And last but not least, if in doubt, you can never go wrong with using your name. So you can always do Smith Properties. That's fine. The key thing here is, does your name have negative connotations? Okay, and then you know, there's always that person at school that's got a really unfortunate name. Everyone just starts tearing them up, right? But basically, you need, if you're going to go for your name, obviously the biggest challenge is going to be try calling it Smith Properties. There's going to be 1,000. So there's some things to get you going. So option number one is does what it says in the tin. Option number two is abstract but not a negative connotation. Number three is your name, okay? And to be fair, bonus, number four is an abstract word. So you could actually just create something that doesn't exist, okay? A brand new word. You could do, I know, Uber or whatever it is, you know, Deliveroo. So you could create a word that does not exist. So there's actually four. I like that, there's four. Now, once you've got your name, there's 3 checks you need to do to ensure that it's somewhat original. The first one is you're going to want to go on Companies House and search to see if anybody else has the name. Easy website to do that on is Companies Made Simple, because literally you put a name in and it will tell you if it's available or not. Simple. If it's not available, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, it's not a complete red flag, but you will need to do a variation of it. So if you go for Sunshine Properties, and there is one, you might try Sunshine Property Management, or you might try Sunshine Management, or whatever. Okay, so the first thing you do is you see if the company is available. The second thing you want to do is Google that name to see if there's anybody else doing the same thing. You do not want to be called Sunshine Properties if somebody else is doing rent to rent called Sunshine Properties 50 miles away from you. On the other hand, if you're called Sunshine Properties and the only other Sunshine Properties is in Louisiana in America and they do construction, probably going to be fine. And then last but definitely not least, you're going to want a domain name. So you want to go on Google, search domains, I know GoDaddy or whatever, and you want to search Sunshine Properties to see if it's available. Ideally, you want .co.uk and .com. If I was going to choose between .co.uk and .com, like .com wasn't available, .co.uk is fine. I wouldn't want to choose the .com if .co.uk is taken. And I definitely don't want to use anything other than .co.uk or .com. So you want the domain. Now, if Sunshine Properties is not available, you might do My Sunshine Properties, or you might do Sunshine Properties UK. That's fine. Just keep in mind, the shorter, okay, and more direct and catchy your domain name is, the more likely people are going to remember it and be able to see it on your marketing material, go home and check out the website. So hope that's useful in terms of choosing your name, but top final tip, don't overthink it, okay? It is important, but what you don't want to do is waste time thinking of a name, because even if you did have Sunshine Properties UK Limited, and down the line you wanted to change the trading name, you still can within that limited company. So that's it from me. Good luck in choosing your company name, and I'll see you in the next video.
Introducing Creative Cashflow Plus, the first rent-to-rent app and leading platform dedicated to supporting you on your property journey. Ask the experts anything. Be held accountable so that you can smash your goals. Mastermind with other rent-to-rent specialists. Access our deal clinic to get your deals analysed by a pro. And unlock hours of videos and podcasts guaranteed to help you take your rent-to-rent business to the next level. Get the ongoing support that you deserve. Join us, Creative Cashflow Plus.